coffee update. We're down here at Murray's on Main, end of March. It's their annual sip and shop going on. Missy Sharp. Today, it's a fundraiser for you, Missy. I don't want you to go in a lot of detail, but the people that don't know your story, you're going through a lot right now, aren't you?
Yes. Just finishing 6 weeks of radiation, full brain, now just targeted brain radiation. So I am getting some of my clear thinking back, which is positive, and I couldn't be more humbled by the kindness of our community and generosity of people and just overall kindness. So I'm grateful and thankful to everybody, from the person who sidewalk chalked the bowling alley to the person who just simply smiled and said hi. I couldn't be more grateful, and I'm thankful.
Well, you kind of said what I was going to ask you. There was a fundraiser at the bowling alley last week. There's been a ton of fundraisers for you, and obviously that means a lot because the medical bills certainly aren't cheap, are they?
No, they're piling up.
All right, end of March. How are you doing right now?
I'm doing good. Like I said, my clarity's coming back after that full brain radiation, and won't know till May when they do an MRI, a month after the end of radiation. They say the radiation continues to work for a month, and then after that they'll do an MRI, and then I'll kind of know where I'm at. So the surgeon I have at UW in Madison has been greatly beneficial, and felt he removed 98% of the tumor, but it's fast growing and aggressive, so just have to stay on top of it.
You and I, along with Ed Thompson, well over 12 years ago, talked when you were at the Greenfield House.
Yes.
I talked to a lot of people that are there now, have been there. You're a very special person. What does that mean to you that so many people remember you from the Greenfield House? What does that mean to you, Missy?
I love that, and that makes me happy that people know that they were taken care of with compassion and kindness, and that they were happy there over the years, and I think they still are, and I think people do appreciate the Greenfield House, and obviously me, I can see that for sure, so I couldn't be more thankful.
All right, goes without saying, you're going through a lot right now. What keeps you going?
Well, I have a 16-month-old grandson that I'd really like to see at least get to kindergarten graduation, and the fact of my people at the Greenfield House, and I couldn't be more blessed as well that the staff there has really pulled it together and managed to really keep things going for 3 months while I've been diagnosed with this. So I feel very blessed. That's what I feel.
Well, you have a lot of people that are pulling for you, Missy, but I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you were a little uncomfortable doing this, but people are always asking how you're doing, and I appreciate you taking out a few minutes and talking with me. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Patty Gerke, we're down here on a rainy Saturday. We think it's the 5th annual Sip and Shop. And the great thing about this, the vendors down here, but the money always goes to a special person. This year it was Missy Sharp, who we had the chance to talk with a moment ago. So it's a great feeling, I would think, to have this, Patty, but also know the money goes to a great cause.
Yes, it really is, and that's the purpose, is for us to help someone else.
Typically you have well over 20 vendors here. When I walked around, there are a lot of new vendors here this year?
Yes, there are a lot of new vendors here this year, and they have some beautiful displays.
And you are always down here also, correct?
Correct.
Take me back 5 years ago. How does the idea start to do this?
Well, it actually started in the fall. We're doing a Christmas event, and that is done by Megan Van Hayden. And then we went on and started doing a spring one, and it's just continued from there. And the fall one is also for a fundraiser, so we've just continued on with the fundraiser every year.
Yeah, we should mention you have one today, late March. You also have one deer hunting weekend, correct?
That's correct.
Somebody's looking in. Obviously, it's too late to be a part of it right now, but let's look ahead to deer hunting weekend later this year, and they want to be a part of it. Patty, how do they do that?
Well, generally we have many of the same vendors that do return, but we always have some that aren't able to be there, and we have spots available. they just would need to contact me. They could do that, and I can get a hold of the person that actually runs that one.
So you'd be like the contact person.
Sure, just to make it easy, absolutely. And then I can get them to the right person to speak with.
And obviously this rainy Saturday isn't hurting. There's a very nice turnout down here right now, isn't there?
There is a nice turnout, yes. And you know, what can you do outside? Come on down and help support Missy. She's been so good to our community and all of the residents that she's taken care of. So it's our turn to give her some love back.
And your stuff is over here, correct?
Yes.
And you are selling
I
what?
sell Young Living essential oils. I
Okay.
help people actually get their own accounts so that they can take care of themselves. But then we walk alongside them and help guide them through it when they have questions or need to know what to buy.
All right, they say there are products out there, Patty, that make people look younger. Is that true? Do you sell that type of thing?
We have products that will help enhance your lifestyle
Okay.
and enhance your health. I
Okay.
don't prescribe, I don't vow to cure anybody, but we can enhance and help you along the way.
And if they're not down here today and they want to get a hold of you, how do they do that, Patty?
So they can call me, and my number would be 608-344-1179, and leave a message if I can't answer the phone.
Patty, thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm here with Paper Pie, and I have some toys, some puzzles. Play-Doh is a new item that we have.
Which is now on the end here?
Yep, and it's less crumbly than other
Oh,
brands.
okay.
Yeah, it comes with a tool and some little pieces.
Now, who would this be for?
Paper Pie. Oh, this. Well, really for anyone ages 1 to adult.
Okay, sure.
And then you have some tiny toys. Those are fun.
Tiny baking, okay.
Tiny baking.
Okay.
Food truck.
Okay.
Tiny sports.
So you did not have this when you were here last year, right?
I had these. I did not have the.
Okay, this
the
is a
dough.
new. This is a new item.
Yep, the dough
Okay.
is new. Yep.
All right. Somebody comes up to you and says, "I don't have a clue what I want." What would you sell them on?
I would have to ask the age. So
Okay.
if they're a baby, I would probably suggest some of the Don't Tickle books. These make sound, and every page has something
Don't tickle the
soft.
unicorn. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
No, can't have. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, they didn't have books like this when I was a kid.
No,
Wow. So what does something like that cost me?
that one's 20. And then I have some That's Not My books that have touch and feel,
Wow.
and these are 10.
Sure.
So this is the lamb, but we have other ones
Okay.
here.
Okay.
And then I have some other fun board books, and then I do have some nice big books that are filled with stories. And then some picture books and some chapter books and beginner reader books for the kids that are just starting to read. too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So is there a particular book that it's a hot item, people constantly buy it from you? What would the hot item be?
Well, it's Nibbles, and it's all gone.
Oh, okay,
It's
so
gone. It's
So
gone.
it's gone.
I've sold them all. I do have a board book, a Nibbles board book.
So what makes this book so unique?
Well, Nibbles is a book monster.
Oh, he's a book monster.
Yeah, and he likes
Oh
to
my
chew
goodness. Oh my
in the
goodness.
book. Yeah,
Oh
he
my
likes to chew at
goodness.
books.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the bigger picture books have
Yeah.
little books inside of the book, so it's really fun for story time. So yeah, he's kind of naughty. He likes to chew through the books. So
All right, so how many years have you been doing this, and how's the idea come about?
about 8 years. Paper Pie has been around. This company has been around for close to 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So teaching is my profession. So naturally, I like books, and
So you're a teacher.
I am. Yeah.
Where do you teach at?
I substitute in Baraboo right now.
Terrible, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I would imagine if people aren't here today and they're watching this, they can go on. They can find you somewhere, right?
Yeah, I have a website. I can grab the card.
Okay.
There's my website. You can go right on my website, order it, have it shipped right to your house.
It's that simple, huh?
It's that simple.
Okay.
Yeah, easy
So you do
peasy.
ship.
I do ship. Yep.
All right, you're in Toma today.
Yep.
You do a lot of these in a normal year?
I do. Yes. Yes.
Summer, is there a busier time of year for you?
November, October, November, December. Yeah.
Sure.
Holiday time.
I would imagine Christmas time.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And I
Hey.
do school book fairs, so I have I get kind of busy with some school book fairs too. So.
The good news and the bad news is, the good news is I came up to you and you said, I think I talked to you last year.
Yes.
That scared me because I thought you would say you don't want to do it again, but you still, even though you talked to me last year, said you would do it again. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a safe trip back.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
All right, Sip and Shop. We think it's the 5th year. This is, I'm going to call you the chocolate lady. Is that okay?
Yeah. Totally
All right.
fine.
You specialize in chocolates. The people that have not met you before, little background on yourself. You've been doing it for a while, right?
Yep. So I started about 12 years ago, and then I worked at a shop down in La Crosse. Kind of learned, I got my training through there, and then I stopped doing it. Went to a Quick Trip for 10 years, and then I really missed doing this, so now this is what I do now with Tiny Temptations chocolates.
Did you work at Fanati's by any chance?
It was not Fanati's.
Okay,
no,
I thought
no.
I thought that might be where you're
No,
going.
but it is sad that they closed down.
Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah.
You probably caused that. All right. Let's show what you have down here briefly, because I told you I'm not going to take up much of your time. You have a lot of everything. Let's start right here. What do we have here?
Yep, so this is toffee. This is going to be
Toffee.
our #1 seller.
This is
It's
your
all
number one
made-
seller,
Yep.
toffee. Okay.
Made from scratch in small batches. Yep.
Okay, and you have all kinds of toffee, don't you?
Yep, so we have it in milk, white, dark, and combo.
Okay.
And then new this year we started doing toffee pretzels. So it's kind of
Sure.
like a brittle and a bark all at the same time.
Yep.
And then we got all the different little candy bars.
Yep.
Get
Okay.
the espresso bar is always a favorite. And then the sunflower bar.
Okay, up in
And we got all these
here.
little walkable treats. Just something a little small to walk around and treat yourself with. And then we got our hand decorated Oreos. This year we're doing spring theme
I
with
don't
little
think
bees.
I don't remember you having these last year, did you?
I did. I think I had them in a different theme. Like I tried to change it out. So this year we're doing the yellow bee.
Okay. So
then-
you have a lot of you have something for everything. Okay, Easter.
Yep.
Easter's just around the corner. So what would you recommend for Easter?
Oh, the peanut butter eggs are always super popular.
Peanut butter eggs, which are right here.
Yep. Otherwise, the hand painted bunnies that we have.
Okay, hand painted bunny, sure.
Yep. And then for the people that really don't like to get the big bunny, but still like a little basket treat, so we got little Easter baskets here.
Yep. Over here.
And then the last batches of angel food candy for the season before it gets too icky outside and too humid for it.
And what's the carrots here?
So that's just gonna be solid chocolate.
Solid chocolate.
And then we have the ice cream cone cake pops.
And I'm looking at your prices, and everything is very reasonably priced, isn't it?
Yep, try to keep it as reasonable as possible. The chocolate market's gone a little crazy, so we're trying to like scale down and like see what works and try to keep prices low so consumers can still buy.
All right, we're down here at Murray's to end March. Is there a time of year that's more busy than others for you?
Definitely like a holiday season, Christmas time.
Okay, that would
And
make
then
sense.
Easter, and then Mother's Day is kind of like the cutoff until the holidays again.
And I know from talking with you before, people looking in right now, and obviously they're not down here, they get a hold of you, you deliver, don't you? Or you mail it out, right?
Yep. We do deliveries. We do mail. We do ship a lot up north or towards Milwaukee area and stuff like that.
So if they want to get a hold of you and order something, what's I would imagine Facebook?
Facebook is probably going to be the easiest.
And
Yep.
where do they find you on Facebook?
At Tiny Temptations Chocolates.
Tiny Temptations Chocolates,
Yep.
that easy.
Yep, that easy. And then just message us and we can help you out.
Hey, I know you didn't really want to do this, but I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, talking with another vendor down here at Sip and Shop Murray's on Main, the end of March, and you were here last year, right?
Yep, I was here last year and then also in the fall.
And you are?
My name is Cindy Storkel and I have Boot Hill Expressions. I make a lot of home decor, wreaths, memorial pieces, anything for the home.
Okay, something similar to this.
Correct, yep.
All right, Easter's just around the corner. What's the hot item right now?
The big hot item are a lot of bunnies.
Which would be like here.
Yep.
All right.
And a
bunny.
lot of bunny wreaths.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah, you do have a lot of bunnies, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of purples and yellows and whites. That seems to be the trending color this year.
All right, so you're down in Murray's today. You do a lot of stuff like this in a typical year.
Yes, I do. Yep.
And you, I'd imagine you're also at the one, I think you touched on, you're at the one deer hunting weekend, right?
Deer
down here?
hunting weekend
Okay.
as well,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I would come up to you, I have no clue what you have, and I would say I need something special. What would you sell me on?
I'd probably sell you on my wreaths. A lot of them are one-of-a-kind
Over here?
wreaths. Yep.
Okay.
They seem to be pretty popular. A lot of people aren't really making similar wreaths to what I make, so it makes it more unique.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So how long does it say to make the wreath we're looking at right now? How long would it take to make a wreath like this?
Typically hour and a half to 2 hours. I think the more you design, the better you get at it, picking out the items.
Could somebody come up to you and ask for something unique, something, can you make me something special, something different? Can you do that?
Yes, we can customize different things for what people need. Color-wise, anything that you are thinking about, we get together and talk it over, and I show you different materials that we use, and we'd be happy to design something for you.
What's probably the most unique thing somebody's asked you to make for them?
Oh, geez.
Anything come to mind?
Probably something with ducks.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Typically, we don't get a lot of requests for maybe something like that.
I understand,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, people looking in right now that couldn't make it down here, how do they get a hold of you if they need more info?
You can get a hold of me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Boot Hill Expressions.
Okay.
Or you can get a hold of me by my telephone number, 608-344-0940.
Hey, thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right on the update, we're down at Murray's on Main on a rainy Saturday, March 29th. 5th annual Sip and Shop is going on upstairs at Murray's on Main, and surprisingly, just about everybody has been willing to talk to me so far. We'll see if that trend continues as the update continues on this rainy Saturday. All right, Tammy, we think it's the 5th annual Sip and Shop, but we don't really know, do we?
I believe it is. We've been
Okay.
doing this for quite a few years, and it's great no matter what time of year. We have one in the spring and we have one in the fall.
Great turnout today, isn't it?
It has been great. Everyone's here supporting Missy Sharp.
All right, 32 words or less. What do you do?
Well, Norwex has been around for over 30 years. It's a company that's all about natural, safe cleaning in the home without the toxic chemicals. And it's my job for the last 11 years, and I absolutely love it.
All right, I'm going to go down here. Stay there. I'll be right back.
I'm staying here.
All right. This is a sign for skin problems.
Yes.
I need all the help I can get. I mean, does this stuff, I see this on TV, Tammy.
Yes.
Does this stuff really work?
Yes, our products are second to none. We have an amazing skincare line, which is newly into our home care and cleaning products, and the results are remarkable. People tell me, they're like, I ask them, like, how old do you think I am? And they're like, oh, you're in your 30s, but I'll be 54 in August. So all natural cleaning products, and right now we have 4 of our products that are actually EWG verified, which is a step above if you go on the EWG.org website, and it's all about keeping the chemicals out of products. So that's pretty awesome to have those ratings with our skincare line.
See, I don't remember you having that before.
The skincare line within the last couple of years is brand new. People, like I said, the results
All right.
are amazing.
So we have this on camera, so you can't deny it. So are you telling me at 73 years old, this stuff would work on a guy?
Well, I can't. Everyone's different, Greg. I can't make any promises, but
All right.
seeing is believing.
All right, also the great thing about the Sip and Shop is the money goes to a great cause. It goes to Missy. I talked with her to start the update today. What a great lady.
Yep, she is an awesome lady. I love her a lot.
You're here today. I know you're very busy. You're waiting on your lunch. In a typical year, you're all over the place, aren't you?
I am, yes, and we actually have an event coming up in June. Got my
Yeah,
information here.
I want you to talk about that.
Sure,
yeah.
the 27th and the 28th. It's the same weekend as the Toma Tractor Pull, and
Okay.
we'll be down at the First United Methodist Church. It's our second year doing the show at this time. Not sure when this will be. The recording will be shared, but we are
That'll be
looking
on
for
next week.
vendors.
It'll be on the first weekend in April.
Perfect. So they can contact me, Tammy Sankey, to reach out if you're interested. We're looking for some outdoor vendors, and the proceeds from that benefit or that event will actually help with the fund for the playground equipment over at Noah's Ark.
You know what I'm going to ask you as we wrap it up, and if you lie to me, I won't really know.
Oh, geez, Greg.
Just out of curiosity, what'd you order for lunch?
I did get the Wisconsin croissant.
Oh, that's
and
really
I'm
good.
trying to eat a little better, so I didn't get the
Oh.
French fries. And Mike kind of rolled his eyes at me because I'm getting some fruit
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
But it's a tribute to the Bernstedts. They used to have it at their restaurant over at Bernstedt's.
And this is really a great location down in Murray's for you guys, isn't it? Works well.
It is. Yep. A lot of people come. They patronize Mike and get lunch, some drinks, and people are downstairs watching the basketball.
Enjoy lunch. Thank you for talking
Yeah.
with me
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
All right, another one of the vendors down here for Sip and Shop. And now you've been here, you come for the one in the deer hunting season and also today, right?
Yes.
All right, for people that, you and I talked before, but talk about what you're down here for.
So we're down here today to do a fundraiser for Missy,
Right.
and we have a lot of great products. We also have some raffle baskets up front to help raise money for Missy. And today I brought Pampered Chef with all the new stuff. I got air fryers and dehydrators.
So what
and
do we
then
have? What do we have here, for example?
Different seasonings for your grilling season and your summer cooking and year round.
All right. All right, I come up to you, and this is the honest to God truth. I know nothing about seasoning. What would you sell me on?
So I would ask you first, what's your favorite foods? Do you eat a lot of chicken,
I would
fish?
say prime rib, probably.
I love you. Oh,
Okay.
peppercorn garlic's absolutely the perfect match for prime rib. So it's like a
Okay.
steakhouse seasoning, so you'll feel like you have the same crust you get at a steakhouse.
Okay. So if somebody did a dumb question like that, you could help them, right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
and we have lots of recipes to share with these seasonings if you can't come up with one.
All right, and you have just about every seasoning you could think of, don't you?
Yes, we have lots of different seasonings.
All right, what else do we have down here today?
So we also have some bread mixes, we have air fryers, dehydrators, we have pizza scissors and garlic tools and dipping sauces
Wow.
and different pans and utensils.
All right, so people, if they don't know anything about a deep fryer, which this is, correct?
This is an air fryer
Air
and
fryer.
a toaster oven all in one.
So what makes this different than something different?
So right now on the market, we have one that fits a full-size pizza. You can cook, you can bake. We have a full set of dishware you can use with it. So you can
Okay,
see it
makes
fits a
sense,
12-inch
yeah.
pizza.
Right.
And then you can do actual baking and brownies, everything in there.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's just a hot item? You sell a lot
it
of
is.
these?
It just came out. It's been out 3
Okay.
weeks.
So what's something like this cost, out of curiosity?
So right now it runs at $349 with a warranty, but if you have a party, it's $139.
So you do parties then?
Yep, we do in person, we do just texting, or you take a catalog and ask a friend.
All right, and if we go to our right, what do we have down here? This is all handmade, you said?
So these are hand-beaded hair pieces. I did not bead them, but they're made with piano wire, so they flex, they don't break.
Oh, sure, sure.
So I've had it for 8 years, and they're for thin hair or thick hair. They work perfect, they don't fall out. I have one in today.
I see that. Now what about people like me that don't have any hair? What do you do for them? Nothing, right?
I have some hair stuff to help you grow hair.
Really? Does it really work?
I just started using it.
Does it work?
It has a lot of regular users, yes. It helps thickens the roots to help
Really?
promote hair growth.
Wow, I did not know that. All right, now I know you're a busy young lady. You do a lot of this stuff, don't you?
I do events all year round.
All right, now if people could not get down to the Murrays today, but they love your stuff, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can always ask Mike. You can always
Oh,
find me. If not, you can find me on Facebook.
They should ask Mike. You're trusting Mike, aren't you?
I kind of going on a limb.
Wow. Okay, I mean, the weather is certainly bad weather. It certainly has made you busy down here, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been pretty good traffic today. I was a little worried about the rain, but people are still coming out.
Hey, thank you very much for talking with
Thank
me.
you.
Hopefully we'll see you back here next year, right?
We'll see you this fall.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see you in the fall. Hey, thanks again. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you. Bye.
Right now on the update, we're down here at Murray's on Main on Saturday, March 29th. The 5th annual Sip and Shop is going on right now. And we're going to try to go around and talk to a few more vendors as the update continues. All right, another one of the vendors that has been down here at Sip and Shop for a while. Your last name is Buddy, correct?
Yep, first name is Jennifer.
And you have a great product. Talk about it for me.
I do. Our product is made in the USA. It's a Wisconsin-based business, husband and wife team, so it's Linda and Brian for LeBry. But what really sets us apart from others is our first ingredient in almost everything is aloe vera. So
that's a good thing, right?
It is. There's no harsh chemicals or toxins, and what more could you expect?
All right, I'm 73. I'm just like anybody. I wish I looked younger. Can you help me?
Oh, sure.
What would you recommend?
I would recommend our skincare first, and then we have anti-aging products to help with age spots, sagging skin, any blemishes, dull-looking skin. We have it all.
All right, now does this stuff really work?
Yes.
Okay. Well, show them what you're talking about here.
Right here. This product's right here. We have skincare.
All right.
This would be a facial exfoliator.
Okay,
which
gotcha.
is great. We have eye products.
All right.
And here's what most products have: mineral oil in them.
Correct.
So this is a prune submerged in mineral oil.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
And this is a prune submerged in aloe. So you can see the difference. It's more plump and supple.
All right. Now, would I need all this stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you need a good synergistic program, something that all works together, and this is all formulated to work together.
So what kind of money are we talking?
About 130.
That's not bad.
And
how long would this last me?
5 to 6 months.
Okay.
And that's using it morning and night, and you're only going to use your facial peel twice a week.
So I'm assuming this is a hot item.
It is.
Wow.
Yes. This is my favorite set, and then you would actually get this cute little gift or bag with it, and it would come with a cleansing sponge, so you can exfoliate your face with it if you'd like.
All right, just between you and I,
yes.
Do a lot of guys buy this stuff?
Yes, a lot of guys do. We actually have a specific men's line.
All right, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah,
okay.
Right here. This, my husband loves this, and I love the smell.
Yes.
This is the body and hair wash, so it's like 2 in 1. This is a hand lotion, and then we have a cleanser for the men.
Okay.
Yeah. We have products for babies. We have sun care because you need to protect your skin from the elements. We have wellness. We have products for pain. So like if you have aches and pains. We have a one-stop shop for cleaning. This is good for laundry, cleaning your house, all kinds of things. You can get it with the spray bottle. We have a full line of cosmetics.
Right, so if I'm reading between the lines, you have a separate skin product for women and a separate skin product for men, correct?
You can, yes. I mean, some men use this skincare because this is what they started with.
Okay, so would a woman's skin product work on a man is what I'm saying?
Yes,
okay,
because we go by skin type. So there's dry, there's oily, there's combination. So depending on your skin type is what product would work best for you.
What's the hot item? What do you sell a lot of?
Skincare.
That's it. That's the world we're in right now.
Yep,
huh?
and body care. I sell a lot of body care. People love our body butter.
All right, now I would imagine you read Murray's today. You do
Yes.
quite a few of these in a normal year, don't you?
I do. I'm somewhere every weekend.
All right, somebody's looking at you. Have some great products, as I mentioned earlier, but they're not down here, but they love what you have. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can find me right here.
Oh, that's easy enough.
That's my website.
Okay.
They can call me. They can look for me on Facebook.
Hey, Jennifer, I know
Yes.
you weren't overly thrilled to do this again, but I appreciate you doing it.
You bet. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You bet.
All right, Tiff, you're going to be the last person I'm going to talk with today down Sip and Shop, down in Murray's on Main. People say, hey, she looks familiar. You used to have a building in town? Talk about that for me.
I used to have Tiffany's Ceramic Studio where you can come and do pottery classes,
Right.
hand building with clay or painting ceramics, take and paint.
Okay, used to, but now what do you do?
Now I am making inventory for Rabbit's Greenhouse in Warrens, Wisconsin. I will have pottery, decor, chimes, planters, ceramic, everything, and also cement art.
Really?
Garden stones, waterfalls, chimes, yeah. Kind of like
So this is what you make right now?
This is what I have at the vendor show today. These are my rope chimes. They're quiet chimes. You can pick from a variety of colors and they just gently clink together. There's smaller ones here available too.
Yeah, and this one in front does make noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how long does it take you, say, to make something like that, Tiff?
The drying time is about 2 weeks. When you hand build, you get creative with clay, but the drying time takes about 2 weeks before you can fire it in the kiln. Then you paint it and you fire it in the kiln again. Kiln time usually takes about a day for each fire.
All right, somebody comes in and says, hey, I'd like to have something that looks like the Green Bay Packers colors. Can you get creative for
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. I have a million colors. I can do a lot of different custom orders.
Just out of curiosity, what's probably the most creative something or other people have asked you to make for them?
My bells.
Why is this so unique?
Because I can custom make these. We can. The bee bell is definitely the most popular bell, which I don't have any of those left. But these bells are handmade.
Wow, very nice.
They're actually pretty heavy, pretty sturdy, and beautiful.
Yeah.
That is my most popular item right now that I hand make.
All right, now the new business is going to open in Warrens in the near future. When people go there, what will they find there, Tiff?
Rabbit's Greenhouse is already open.
It is open.
Yeah, they've been open for a few years. You will find anything and everything for plants, berries, vegetables, shrubs, trees. Mother's Day is coming. You can definitely go there and find some beautiful flowers. And they have yard decor, lawn furniture. Yeah, there's a lot there. It's huge. 5 huge greenhouses there.
Where would I find you in Warrens? Where do I find you?
Aspen Avenue, it's about a mile past the gas station.
Okay. And when you had your business, people could come in and say get an elephant or a horse, and they could get creative and paint it themselves. Can they still do that?
Yes. You can go to Safe Ship in Toma, 621 Superior Avenue. I have a huge shelf there that you can, big selection of ready-to-paint ceramics, and I keep that as full as possible. Everything from bells to elephants to gnomes, a lot of different variety there.
So you have connections in Warrens, you're going to help there. You have connections at Safe Ship. Do you see yourself down the road maybe having your own shop again?
Eventually, when I can convert my garage into a studio, I will offer classes at home. Otherwise, I do travel for 4-H, different church events. If you would like to have a class, hand building with pottery or painting ceramics, you can find me on Facebook. It's Tiffany's Ceramics, or my website, tiffanyceramics.com.
I wonder how many people besides myself, Tiff, when they watch it, they're going to realize you're not doing your thing anymore. I did not know that. Do you
Yeah.
think a lot of people will be surprised?
Yeah, I've had a lot of messages why I've closed my
Yeah.
my rented studio space. Right now I'm focusing on the greenhouse and trying to get as much inventory for that as possible. It's very time consuming, and we are opening here in a week.
Yeah.
So that's why I closed, so I can move on with the family business and helping out my nephew with his greenhouse.
So that said, though, it still had to be tough to walk away, wasn't it?
It is. I absolutely miss my kids' classes.
Yeah, I know.
Had my Clayful kids. That was a blast. But again, if I can get enough inventory made and my garage converted, I will definitely open up to doing small classes again. Or, like I said, if you have a small group that you want to do a class, I can definitely find some time to come out and play with clay with you.
All right, one more time, Tiff, as we wrap it up. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Tiffany'sCeramics.com, or on Facebook, Tiffany's Ceramics.
Okay.
Message me. Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Hey, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you. I know you didn't want to do it, but nobody does, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
As we wrap it up down here in Murray's on Main, we are showing you in the back, this is a raffle that's going on down here. All these different items you're looking at are being raffled off down here. at Sip and Shop at Murray's on Main on Saturday, the 29th of March. And we mention these, we show you these items because Missy Sharp, who we talked with at the beginning of this segment down here at Murray's, the proceeds from this raffle will go to Missy to help with her medical needs. So that's what we wanted to show you as we wrap it up down here. So on this portion of the update, we're down at Murray's on Main on Saturday, March 29th for the 5th annual Sip and Shop. We want to thank Missy Sharp for talking with us at the beginning of the update. And we also want to thank very much the vendors that were nice enough to talk with us. We appreciate them going out of their way to also talk about their products. We hope you enjoyed it here on the update. All right, as the update continues, Squirrel Fest is going on tonight on Saturday, March 29th. Actually, we're down here about 3 hours before it all begins, and we're showing video of this because a lot of people don't get to this because it's a hard ticket to get, isn't it?
It's very hard to get. We currently have a wait list, and for both individual tickets and our captain's tables. So yeah, we're pretty hard to get into.
Talk about, because it's an amazing number, when the night is over, how many raffle items, give me a dollar number, how many things will be raffled off later tonight?
I truly couldn't even tell you. We have thousands and thousands of dollars that are donated and invested into all of our prizes. We give away over 50 guns,
right.
And every year it varies a little bit as to what our prizes usually are.
So what's your role with the Squirrel Association? What's your role?
I am the prize coordinator for our banquet. I have spent a lot of time with Dave and Dan over the years of volunteering throughout it all, and yeah, most of my time to shine is at the banquet.
And I would imagine it's a year-round effort probably, right? You're working on it year-round?
Absolutely. Usually we take about a month off afterwards, and then it's back into planning and prepping for the next year of ideas what we're going to do for the table raffles or for just getting prizes and talking to people.
One of the things we're going to talk about, Ashley, as we walk around here, donations are huge, aren't they?
They are huge. We wouldn't be able to do this without our donors. We spend a ton of time talking with people and coordinating with them about donations, and their efforts are the only reason we're here.
Okay, let's start over here with dinner guns.
So these are our dinner guns. When you come in, you get a dinner ticket. Each one of these, we've got, some of them are sponsored by people. Otherwise, we do pay for some ourselves. We've got 3 different racks of them, and your dinner ticket gets put in for those to get raffled off.
Okay, all these guns are donated, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we go from here?
Coming back over this way, we have our Sweetheart raffle. Most of these are kind of a lady-driven raffle. These are going to vary anywhere from about $300 to $500 for our baskets. We do have 3 guns that we give away in this raffle as well.
Wow. And this is an item you say that more women would go to?
It's more of a woman's geared raffle, yes.
Yeah, I can see
Yep.
that. Okay. Makes sense,
and
looking at the
items.
items.
Wonderful vacations packages that are given away,
Yeah.
and just great stuff for around the house and all sorts of other goodies.
All right, and continuing around the corner here.
Then we have our Plinko mystery raffle. So
Yeah.
you get to play Plinko.
Yeah.
And each one of these tells you how many tickets that you're going to win. And then you can put those in, and each one of those goes towards 5 chances to win. We've got 2 guns and all sorts of other goodies in there.
Just out of curiosity, Ashley, do you play Plinko yourself?
I don't know, we can give it a try.
Oh yeah, try it. It's out of curiosity to show you how it works.
It drops down, it works
There you
its
go.
way down. We'll see
Yeah.
what we're going to end up with.
Yeah, all right.
I would have gotten 3 tickets there.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Over here is our bucket raffle. These ones vary anywhere from $50 to $200 here. And we've got all sorts of stuff in here, anywhere from Packers football to Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guns hidden in there.
Yep.
All sorts of goodies.
This is a hot item, isn't it?
This is a hot item. You got,
Okay.
we got some good winning
All
stuff
this
here.
raffle and all this is all part
All
of it.
this is bucket raffle here, yep.
Wow. Okay.
And then over here we have our Lion Hunter raffle. This is a cash raffle. Our Lions here in Toma sponsor this every year. They've been super great with us, and this is a winner takes all. So if you win this one, you would end up with a pistol, 2 guns, and some binoculars, and a lion statue.
Wow. And I would imagine whoever wins the raffle is probably pretty good money, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, sure is.
All right. So let's continue our little walkthrough down here.
And then we have our outdoor raffle here. This one is kind of usually about a $500 basket, and it's just kind of your outdoorsy stuff. We've got food plot stuff for your deer. We've got some grills. We've got an electric bike.
Sure.
Patio heater, guns, and then we go on to our seasons raffle. These are our big raffles that range anywhere from $1,500 to as much as, you know, as high as you want to go. Our biggest donor we have this year is Toro. They donated $10,000.
Wow.
These are winner takes all. So we've got a pheasant season that has a gun on it. Our spring season with some great stuff for your outdoors.
Right.
Our handyman season here.
This is really neat.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It would look great in my garden. We've got our handyman season with some Milwaukee tools. A great KitchenAid season over here with some awesome stuff on it.
So you've really got everything covered, don't you?
We gather everything. We spend a lot of time, and we really try to make sure that there's something for everybody in here. We never want to make it so it's just guys or just women. We try to make sure to keep it, you know, geared towards everybody.
Actually, if we go back 5 years, Squirrel Fest is going on for how many years now?
This is going to be our 4th year for school.
All right. So if we go,
this is a banquet.
Right, the banquet I mean,
Yep.
the 4th banquet. So if we go to banquet number 1 4 years ago, would there have been as many items down here, or has it grown?
Absolutely not. Our first banquet we had 67 people at,
67.
and now we have a wait list.
Yeah,
And
and
about
the wait-
500 people packed in here tonight.
67 the first year.
Yeah,
So
it's not very big.
why do you think it grown from 67 to 500?
We've put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into this.
Yeah.
We give away some huge prizes
Well,
a lot
I
of
know
people
you
don't
do,
get.
yeah.
There's a lot of time pounding the pavement of talking to people and picking stuff up and, you know, badgering people for donations, but, you know, it really pays off and it goes to a great cause. And yeah, this is stuff that we've worked our tails off on.
Yeah, I don't think that people realize how much you guys do behind the scenes. You do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, don't you?
Yes, we do. We spend a lot of time driving.
All right, what else should we look at down here, if you don't mind?
We've got our sauna season,
Sauna right here.
a grilling season, and then, like I said before, our Toro season all the way down at the end.
Okay, we got the sauna
Yep,
here.
we've got a one-person sauna. It's an infrared sauna. It's valued at about $1,200, and then there's also a 60-minute massage donated by Forget Me Not massage therapy. So
Okay.
get yourself taken care of there.
Got the grill over here.
This is our grilling season. Hell of a grill, you can have quite a party.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
Yeah, and this is Toro
this
over
is
here,
our Toro
obviously.
season here. They've got a great zero-turn lawnmower, your push mower, a nice electric weed eater, and a leaf blower there. So new this year is our bartender raffle. Last year our bartenders said that they want to donate their tips and have their own raffle. So this year we have a great beer mirror set donated by the Bender family. And then a gun, and we have a $200 bar tab by the Hidden Inn Bar and Grill.
Very nice. Okay.
So that's going to be a fun one.
So this is something new.
This is something new. Like I
Okay.
said, our bartenders last year wanted to donate and give back. Usually they just donated the tips back to us, but we said, why not put it in a raffle?
Ashley, is it common to maybe add something new every year? Is that common?
We definitely switch stuff up every year.
Okay.
You know, as the mainstream flows, like we have our banquet and you kind of get the same things every year, but every year we try to switch it up, toss a new game in, toss in some new surprises here and there and some new hidden fun things.
Sure. Okay.
So, and then we go over to our squirrel raffles here. These are winner's choice raffles. one here is our ground squirrel raffle. This is an electronics only package. Like I said, it's a winner takes all. So Cardinal IG donated all this stuff to us.
Okay.
And we're about $1,200 on items there.
Alrighty.
And then we move over to our fox squirrel, and each one of the squirrel raffles all get a little bit larger. Like I said, these are winner's choice. So we've got a bow, a great fire pit, a couple guns here.
All right, let's say for the sake of the story, Ashley, I win a gun, okay?
Yep.
But I'm not a hunter. Is there a backup plan if I win something I don't really use?
So you are able to get a credit at Moe's Hardware up in Black River Falls.
Okay.
They're here every year, and they do the gun registration. So yeah, there's always a backup for.
Does that ever happen?
Yes.
Okay, just wondering.
But like I said, these run a winner take all. So if you don't hunt, you can grab the fire pit.
Sure.
And otherwise, like I said, up to Moe's Hardware, they're able to do like a store credit and or work with you.
Sure.
If you don't like the gun, if it's something you already have and want to trade in, they're also able to do that.
Okay. This is nice. Yeah.
So this is our red squirrel. A great porch swing here. Would look
Yes.
great out on my deck.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay.
And then all of our squirrel raffles usually have a bow, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol on them. And then they vary on prices. Like I said, they get more expensive as we go up to our flying squirrel.
Sure, sure.
We have our gray squirrel here. It's got a nice grill.
Very nice grill. That would look good at your house, wouldn't
Yes,
it? Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it would. And then our flying squirrel over here is our last one to finish out the squirrels.
Wow. Okay.
And then we have our up a tree raffle.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure how to play this one. I haven't played it yet this year.
Okay.
But this one does, when you get your prizes and stuff, or however many you win, you're able to get your tickets for. And then this year we have a kayak and some other goodies there for that.
All right.
And then every year we do some walk-around raffles, usually 3 to 4 of those. This year we have some really beautiful prizes. We have a couple Henrys on here, and then a walk around. We have a freezer with 50 pounds of Angus
How you doing?
hamburger on it. A beautiful quilt
Yeah,
made.
that's really nice, isn't it?
And then
Yeah.
Bertram's Jewelers donated a very gorgeous necklace.
So if we really started naming people that have donated stuff, we'd be here all day, wouldn't we?
I'd be here all day.
What if somebody's looking in right now, Ashley, and they say, hey, I want to donate something next year? Can they do that?
Absolutely. You know, we have a storage facility over at Oakdale Credit Union that we're able to, if they have an item that they want to give us, we're able to keep it there until next year. Otherwise, we're able to coordinate to make sure that they are on the list for next year.
So who would they contact if they want to do that?
They would contact myself. And then otherwise, Dave and Dan, they're always around.
Oh, yeah.
But usually I do our prize coordination, so it would end up coming from me anyway.
Okay. All right.
And then we do our print raffle every year. We have 6 prints this year. And you never get just a picture because, let's be honest, who wants just a picture?
Really, exactly, yes, yes.
We've given away extras on there, anywhere from guns to a hiking kit, just all sorts of goodies.
Where the pictures come from, Ashley?
Most of the pictures that we've had donated have been donated to us. We have a lot of people that somebody passes away and they've got these great picture collections and they just don't know what to do with them. And they give them to us and we're able to spread the joy and raffle them off here at our banquet.
So how many years have you been associated with the Squirrel Association, Ashley?
About 5.
5 years,
Yep.
okay. Let's jump ahead. You have your big Squirrel Fest at Winnebago Park. It's a huge success.
Yes.
Rumor has it you're having a circus this year. Can you talk about that?
So I said that we could have just had Dave and Dan do it, but they decided they should get some professional people doing the circus.
Yes, I understand.
You know, I've got enough clowns here to deal with. We could have made our own free-run circus, but this year we do have a circus coming to town.
All right, we're looking around here now. There's nobody here. At 4 o'clock this Saturday, your doors will open. How long will it take for this place to be packed?
About a half hour,
That's it.
if that.
Okay. Do you yourself participate in the raffle, or you stay away from that?
I do not usually. My son, when he's here with me, I will buy raffle tickets for him. I'm usually too busy running around to even pay attention to what numbers Dave is calling.
Sure.
So.
One final thought, you guys also do the raffle downtown Thursday night, which is coming up. One final thought, take me back to day one that makes you say, hey, I want to be a part of this. What makes you say I want to be a part of this?
Dave and Dan were badgering me one day.
Oh, they were. I can't imagine that.
Weird, I know.
Okay.
And I said, you know, I'll show up to a meeting and see what it's about. I went to a couple of meetings, started out helping out here and there, and I've been hooked ever since.
I know you probably didn't want to do this. You were kind of talking with Ashley, but hey, we just want to give people an idea because, like I said, there's a waiting list. How long is your waiting list, do you think?
I'm not 100% sure. I know we've got quite a few people on there, though.
But I thought, if nothing else, people may have to wait a while to get here, but at least they kind of get an idea. I knew you gave away a lot of stuff, but this is really something else.
Yeah, it's completely worth it.
Hey, Ashley, again, thanks for doing this. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
So on this portion of the community update, we take you back to last Saturday, March 29th. The 8th annual Squirrel Fest Banquet is going on down here. In a little while, over 400 people will be in here. There's a waiting list. As Ashley said earlier, the very first year they had this, they had 57 people. Now they will have well over 400 people in here eventually. And there is a waiting list. It's kind of like Packer tickets. So Squirrel Association does so many good things for Toma, from raffle tickets downtown Thursday night for their Squirrel Fest at Winnebago Park in July. And this, of course, a huge night that a lot of people look forward to. So if you've never been down here, and if you're on that waiting list, we wanted to kind of at least give you an idea of what really goes on down here at Squirrel Fest every year. We hope you enjoyed it here on the network. The containers are down here at the KC Hall in Toma talking with Larry Scheckel. Larry, your 10th book is out. Before we talk about the book, how do you come up with the idea for this particular book we want to talk about in a moment?
Well, it was a horrific crime, and one of my good friends, John Glenn, who was the grandnephew, Kyson Rice was his grandnephew, suggested, why don't you write this story as a story that needs to be told? And so I thought about it a little bit, and I had gone to the trial, several days of the trial. So I thought, well, I'll try to put together something and see how it works out. And so that's kind of how the gist of how it started then.
This was the trial was back in 2022, correct?
The trial was held in 2022 in the spring for 8 days, the longest trial in Monroe County history. The crime took place 3 years later in May 3rd of 2019. And so it's a story that involves a very excellent police department, a sheriff's department, the investigators, the judge. The trial itself was very well. The trial was difficult. The juror people were in tears, and so it turned out pretty good. The story turned out all right.
And this was a trial that was in the media, so it certainly got a lot of attention, didn't it?
It did, but not at first. But and the media showed up on the day of the verdict. They had television cameras from La Crosse there, And there were several articles in the local newspaper, the Monroe County Herald, and some in the La Crosse Tribune.
And the man that is in your book that was currently doing time, as we know, he's a very large man, wasn't he?
Yes, the book says he's 240 pounds, but at sometimes he was close to 300 pounds, 6'4", very large man. Came out of Arizona and came to Wisconsin in 2015, roughly. Came from a very broken home background, very tragic.
So why do you think the trial took 8 days, Doc?
Well, there was 41 witnesses.
That would make a difference.
41 witnesses, and of course the young lady was one of the witnesses. There were 3 or 4 police department people on the witness stand. They had some from Arizona that knew Marcus, several associates of him that he knew that there was a gun involved, so the tracing of that gun required a couple of witnesses. People that took care of young Kyson when he was young. They had 4 people from the Wisconsin Crime Lab up here, including a pathologist from the medical field down there.
Haven't read the book, obviously, so who do you actually talk to, Doc, that's in this book?
I talked to police department and got a lot of their police reports. I talked to the judge, Judge Goodman.
Correct.
Kevin Croninger, the DA, the assistant DA, Sarah Skiles. I talked to Cheryl and Larry Quarles, who took care of Kyson when he was young. I talked to the mother of the deceased boy that was very tragic, Jessica Rice. I talked to Jessica Rice's mother. Talked to some of the witnesses that I talked to Adam Robarge, who was the ambulance person, who first saw him and tried to revive him when he was beaten badly.
Show us the book for a second, Doc. This is the book we're talking about, Murder in a Small Town, the Kyson Rice case, and this is currently available. And if we zoom down here and look at, now, is this house we're looking at right here, Doc?
Yes.
Is this house in Toma?
Yes.
Where would this house be?
That's 1009 Jody Circle. It's a duplex, and the persons of interest lived on the left-hand side.
Okay, and we're showing Kyson right now, and this is the man down here that was accused, obviously, of what went on. And the one on the left, the small girl, that's the mother, correct?
That is the mother, yes. Okay. Yes, and she, in the picture there, she's looking at the grave of her deceased son. Yeah.
10th book, Doc, how does this one differ from the other 9?
Well, there's only one other that is a true crime. That was a crime that occurred in Crawford County near our farm in 1926. At the time, it was called Crime of the Century. Then there's a book I have which is about growing up on the farm, Seneca Seasons.
Right.
And then there's a book about going to the One Room Country School, which I did from 1948 to 1956. The other books are all science books, compilations of stories and accounts that I've written for local newspapers, or from Farm Collector magazine or Good Old Days magazine and so forth.
And you do have a book in particular, we want to talk about this. You have a book that right now people can get at Barnes & Noble, correct?
Yes, that's called Ask a Science Teacher. It's in Barnes & Noble. And any of the books can be ordered from Barnes & Noble or ordered from Amazon.com.
If I read this book, what do you, for the people that buy and read your book, Doc, Murder in a Small Town, the Kyson Rice case, what do you hope they take out of it?
Well, for young ladies, I would say be very careful about who you associate with and vet them very carefully. For people, otherwise, it is a tale about child abuse, because he was terrifically and horrifically beaten to death, and there's domestic abuse that goes on that sometimes we don't see, so we have to be cognizant of that.
There's a lot of that. I mean, people would be amazed how much that stuff goes on we never hear about.
That is
and this
correct.
is just a small example, isn't it?
Yes. One policeman told me that the most difficult cases, the ones that really are fearful of, is a domestic.
Right.
Because you never know what's going to happen or how people will behave, and sometimes there's drugs involved, sometimes alcohol. So domestic cases are difficult for the police department.
Talking right now with Larry Scheckel, his 10th book, Murder in a Small Town, the Kyson Rice case is now out. We'll talk about where you can find the book in a moment. Give me a time frame, Doc. How long does it take to write this book?
Well, this was about 3 years, and sometimes I would write several days in a row. Sometimes we travel, but 3 years of research, getting a lot of interviews. I had all the police reports and the DA reports, and so I had to sift through those and use those. So it took 3 years.
For people who know your story, you and your wife, Ann, were part of Toma High School for many years.
Yeah, we taught a total of 70 years together.
Yeah,
I taught science, and she was downstairs as the librarian. She was the head barbarian.
Yeah, you guys recently were honored at the Chamber Banquet, and rightfully so.
Well, that was a surprise. We never saw that coming. That was Mayor Paul Dwyer pulled that out of his hat. We're very appreciative of that. And
so you get out of teaching, then how did you decide to write books?
Well, when I got out of teaching, there was 3 things I wanted to do. One was to learn how to fly RC planes. I also wanted to write an account of growing up on the farm in Crawford County. And I wanted to be able to travel more. So those 3 things kind of were goals of ours.
And knowing you, Doc, I'm guessing as we sit down in March right now, 2025, I'm guessing there's another book in the works right now?
Well, yes. I'm working on a story of the Amish. The
Okay.
Old Order Amish right south of us in southern Monroe County and northern Vernon County. And I just started that on January 1st. That'll be about 2 years or so. But it's a wonderful story because they're great people. They're mysterious in many ways, and so I'm talking to a lot of them, getting a lot of pictures, writing a story. So.
That surprises me because I was told they don't like the picture taken.
Oh, you have to be very careful about that. They don't like photos of them taken, say, face on. If it's some distance away or maybe a side photo, and if I'm up close to some Amish, I'll ask them. For example, I was up there and they were sawing wood with a sawmill. So I asked the young man, he looked about 25, I says, "Can I take your picture?" He says, "No, but if I turn my head, you can take my picture." So as the wood was going through the sawmill, he had us turned away, and so I took his picture. And that's acceptable.
Yeah, so you got to kind of meet up their criteria.
Yeah, be very cognizant of that.
Yeah, I know when I go down and shoot video of the farmers market at Gillette Park, and they're usually down there, they're a little leery of my camera.
Yeah. That is the note that no graven images comes right out of the Bible.
All right, Doc Scheckel's current book right here, Murder in a Small Town, the Kyson Rice case. Where do you get this book right now, Doc, if people looking in want to buy it? Where do you get it?
Right now it's at Antique Mall in Toma, and then we're going to have a launch party at Tap House 20 on May 1st from 5 to 7. And we'll have books out there to sell and sign.
Yeah, I'm glad you want to mention that. So we're the end of March right now, but you do have something come up early May at the Tap House, correct?
Tap House 20, May 1st, yeah.
And you have a deal on your books, don't you?
Well, yes. We sell them for $12 each or 2 for $24.
Which is a good deal.
That is a good deal.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Doc, normally I give you a heads up. Today I did not give you a heads up, but thank you for sitting down talking about your book. And hopefully I know things will go well. May 1st at the Tap House. How are things going down today? We're down at the Casey Hall the end of March. How are things going today down here for you?
Oh, it's going okay. Talking to a number of people and having some coffee and doing some work on the computer. So things are going good.
One final thought, Doc. Did you tell the family ahead of time you were writing this book?
Well, yes. Jessica Rice, she knew about it because I was interviewing her. So
I guess my point was she okay with you writing the book?
Oh, yes, she was, right. And I said to her, I says, whatever I write, you can look at ahead of time.
Correct.
And I did that to everybody that I interviewed. Not only to make sure I get it right, but to make sure I don't have anything in there that is too personal, you might say.
I have not opened the book yet. By the way, thank you for giving me an autographed copy. Are there pictures in the book, Doc?
Pardon?
Pictures in the book?
140 pictures.
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pictures, yes.
Yeah, it's something that I really thought happened much longer ago, but as you said, the case came up in 2022. A lot of people know about it. So really, I think this book, Doc, once the word gets out, is going to be a hot seller for you.
Well, we hope we sell some books and get the word out, and that's kind of the goal there, yeah.
One final thought, do you miss teaching?
Well, I don't miss teaching. I miss the kids. I miss the interaction with students. Also, I miss the interaction with faculty members.
Yeah.
But we've gone to do other, it's been since 2010 now. We've done a lot of traveling.
Yes, you have.
Writing some books. I fly RC planes, work crossword puzzles, do a lot of work with the Knights of Columbus. We're in a pinochle club. So we keep busy. We just do different things. I'm busy. Both of us are busy from morning till night, but it's just a choice. We have a choice of what we want to do.
Real name is Larry. I've always called you Doc. Do most people know you as Doc?
They call me Doc. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
that started very early from students that I had. If they think I can fix their heart, they're wrong. If they think I am smart, they're wrong also. But there's kind of a name that just stuck for whatever reason. Yeah.
I think I've told you this story before. We're going back years ago when you were teaching at the senior high. I didn't know a whole lot about you, and I said, well, tell me a little bit about this guy. And they said, well, he blows up stuff. Does that make any sense?
Well, yeah. Well, we had a few of those, but
Yeah.
I think one of the things I'm most proud of is that I had a person from the DPI, Department of Public Instructions, a couple of years ago, and they keep records, and he says, he called me Larry, didn't call me Doc. He says, we have records that show that you had probably the most people that went into professions in science and engineering than any other teacher that we know of. So that was very encouraging. I appreciated that, yeah. And the neat thing is I see some of these people that I'll ask them, well, what year did you graduate? Oh, 75. And now they're retiring.
Yeah.
And some of them are engineers, some of them worked in the technical field, a few are farmers, so they've all been very successful. That's very gratifying.
Doc, not to embarrass you as we wrap this up, but doing this for 40 years as I have, I talked to a lot of grads, and sometimes we talk about who was your favorite teacher, and your name does come up a lot.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if I really deserve that. I've had some really great teachers down there. Greg Beaver right next door to me, fantastic chemistry teacher. Yeah. And Mary Neve in English, very strong. The one that is teaching chemistry right now is doing a very good job. Oakley Moser, my former student, graduated 2007, has been teaching down at Toma for about 10 years now. Great teacher, yeah. Good with kids, well respected teacher, yeah.
All right, in this portion of the update, I've been talking with Larry Doc Scheckel. This is Larry's latest book. It's called, as you can see, Murder in a Small Town, the Kyson Rice Case. It is a true story that happened right here in Toma. It's available right now in town. And again, don't forget about Larry's book signing coming up at Tap House on May 1st. And outside of that, Larry, anything else we should talk about?
Well, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm looking forward to spring.
Yeah.
The ice went out on the lake on March 15th, and the other day I saw people out there fishing. We saw our first robin on March 3rd, and so we have 2 snowfalls since then. And tulips are coming up around our light pole in the front yard. So spring is always one of my favorite times of the year. It's a renewal. Things are popping up all over.
We're down at the Casey Hall, late March, talking with Larry Doc Scheckel about his latest book. Hey, Larry, again, thank you for doing this on short notice. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Greg.